Hi everybody, I'm Jake, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. We're here with the second episode of our Lazio series, It's Coming Rome, where today we are facing off against Rennes in our Champions League group. We're going to be going through a lot today, including transfers, because we did a lot more since the last episode, formation changes that have had a big impact, our recent form, as well as how we've done in the Champions League so far, and our Champions League group. So if you're looking forward to that, hopefully you stick around to watch today's video. And just before we get into all the other stuff, a big thank you for the support on the first episode. It did way better than I expected. We reached the 100 like target within around a day and a half. We've hit over 400 views. We've nearly got to 2,600 subscribers on the channel at the time of recording. So yeah, it's been awesome. You guys seem to really enjoy the first episode, and I'm very excited for what this series could potentially do. There was always that worry that when you try something new after the Legends, maybe the Lazio series flops, which wouldn't have bothered me too much because I just enjoy making it, but it's great to see that it has done well, and yeah, it means a lot, guys, so thank you for that. And if you can keep that up in today's episode, then that'll be awesome. So if we could reach 90 likes or 100 likes, let's go for 100 again. If we can reach that, that would be amazing in the second episode. Don't forget to comment down below if you want to get involved. Feel free to join the Discord, linked in the description. Around 120 members now. Everything from sharing tactics to sharing your saves for tips and advice, showing off a transfer, asking for advice on your transfers, that kind of thing, all goes on within the Discord. It's a great community, so if you want to join that, feel free. And finally, if you haven't already, then subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so the channel keeps growing and you'll never miss an episode. Doesn't mean anything to you guys, you can change your mind at any point, but it really helps me out in knowing that this video, these series are being supported. So thank you for that, and let's start off with form since the last episode. So as you can see, since the last episode where we drew 0-0 with Inter, after that pre-season, things looked a bit worrying, to be honest. I wasn't too happy with the formation, it wasn't creative enough, and I was worried for how this series might go, because I've tried to stick to the 5 at the back. That's what I've said I'm going to do, and as far as I'm concerned, we're still going to do that. I just moved it around a little bit in terms of making it more attacking, moving a role into more forward position, which I'll show in a second. But since then, we beat Benevento 3-2, which is a team that we should be expected to beat. But it was great to see us actually get that first win, Immobile getting 2 and Correa getting a late winner after their player got sent off. We then went and beat Spezia 1-0, looking very good in that game. We should have won by a lot more. We couldn't convert our chances, then Immobile stepped in and scored for us. Then it started to really pick up as we started to get used to the formation a little bit more after international duty and plenty of training had gone on, where we beat Sassuolo 4-2 in the league. And you'll see a couple of names on there of people that have joined the club, which we'll get into in a second. And in our first Champions League group game, we beat Shakhtar away 3-0, putting us in a very good position going forward. We've ended losing the league 2-1. A bit of naivety on my part. As you can see, there wasn't too much time between the Champions League games, so we played a bit of a rotation team here against Cagliari. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but we lost 2-1, and it kind of proved to me that obviously this squad isn't at a level where every single player is Champions League quality or really good quality, so we're probably going to lose a few games like this depending on where we prioritise our best players. But I think Champions League runs are crucial at the start for getting some money in. Of course, the aim of the series is to win the Champions League, so I'm fine with losing the odd game here and there, and it means that in the league we are looking fairly strong. 5 games played, 10 points, the same as Juventus, the same as Napoli, the same as Milan, Sassuolo, who we beat quite comfortably, and Roma are out in front, having only lost 1 game to Bologna away. So everyone is kind of how I expected, where there's plenty of teams that could potentially win the league. You've got the likes of Atalanta and Inter, who haven't even got involved yet in that conversation for the top spot, so it's going to be very tightly contested. The aim is to qualify for the Champions League next year, I think, again, and just keep on building on the progress that we have made. As you can see from our Champions League group, as I said, we've played Shakhtar, we're playing Rennes today, and Real Madrid is the other team in our group, and after that big win against Shakhtar early on, it's quite promising for what that might mean for the rest of this Champions League group, and hopefully we can get into the knockout stages, which is where the board wants us to get. Real Madrid having played 1 game so far and only just beaten Rennes, so Rennes are a challenging team. It's not going to be an easy match at all, but we've made it a little bit easier for ourselves by bringing in some pretty big transfers, I would say, and it might cause a few problems, which I'll go into, but let's start with what we did do and who we brought in. The transfer window is now over, and we spent a significant chunk of money after the last episode. So the first player that I brought in myself was Anthony Robinson. He was available on loan in that left wing back position from Fulham. I thought he'd be a very good option at left wing back. He's got the physical side of his game that he needs to be good in Football Manager. Yes, his star rating might not be amazing, but I think he's got everything we need to be a decent wing back on that side. Plus he's American, and if you remember from last episode, we had a guy called Acorn who helped me out with the funds, and I promised him that I'd try and sign an American player. This is only a little bit towards that because I want to sign one permanently, and it's something I want to do anyway. I'm looking at Musa in the transfer market at the minute. If I can get my hands on him, I think he'd be a very good midfielder for us. But for now, Robinson is at the club for this season, and he has helped out a fair bit so far, so I'm happy that he is here. Then we spent big money, £15 million, potentially moving up to £20 million for Christopher Ajer. He is useful both in the midfield but also in the centre-back roles, which is where I'm going to be using him primarily. He's very good at distributing the ball, he's tall, he's got good mentals, he's going to be useful from set pieces, he's young. I think he's the perfect kind of player for us. We'll probably sell him on in the future for some money. The majority of players I have signed this window have got percentage of next sale clauses to the former clubs. That's the only way I could really get these transfers done with a budget that we did have, but we managed to get that over the line. Then we brought in another very good midfield option, got rid of a few that were slightly average, and brought in this guy, Gaetano Castrovilli. Some of you might think he's still quite average, but I think he's a very good player. 12 pros, no cons. He's been brilliant in match so far. Good physicals, good mentals, and very good technicals. An all-round player, and he is a perfect partner to Milinkovic-Savic. In my opinion, so far he's played 4 times for us, scored 1 goal, and scored another goal in the cup competition. Yes, he did. In the Champions League, he got a goal for us there, and he's done very well so far, so happy with him. And then finally, we spent big money on a new striker. I think we actually did a very good deal here. We bought in Edouard from Celtic, the French international, 22-year-old striker. Should be a perfect partner to Immobile long term. Immobile, of course, might not be around forever. Edouard might not be either. We might sell him on for the future. But right now, he is perfect for us. Good finisher, good physically, pretty quick too, and he's got good mentals. Yeah, so far so good. Perfect support striker to play alongside Immobile. And he's got a couple of goals so far. I don't think it's shown there because a couple were in the cup. But you can see here that he has played 3 games for us in the league, 1 off the bench and scored once, and then played in the Champions League and scored there against Shakhtar. So very happy with him, and he is hopefully going to be a key player in the series going forward. We did have to sell a few players to get that money. First of all, we sold Akpro to Ajax for around 7.5 million. He is now valued at 16 million, so apparently we didn't do a very good job there, but he wasn't someone I was planning on using. He was worth a lot of money. He wasn't a bad player at all, but as you can see, I mean, I swapped Castrovilli for him. Castrovilli's 22, 23. Akpro is 28. There's not much difference between them. Castrovilli's better technically and physically, and then mentally is where he lacks. But look, Akpro, we got money for him. We bought in Castrovilli. I was fine with it. I think it's a good move in terms of making this squad more elite, I would say, and bringing in a younger side. So yeah, we did pretty well there. I don't think we did sell anyone else actually. No, we didn't sell anyone else of note. So that was how we made the money. £44 million bought in, £94 million spent. And the big problem with that is, despite the fact that financially we should be fine because we spread it across a few seasons, and I'm aware that we should do pretty well in the league, in the Champions League, and get some money there that could potentially sort the finances out in that way. But the board do want us to break even in the transfer market, so there might have to be a big sale in January that is required, very important. So should we fail, say, and get the top 4 or fail in the Champions League a little bit, the board might, this could be the make or break for the board in sacking me, so I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. I mentioned that we did switch the tactics, and that's had a big effect in how we performed in-game, and this is what we did. So I tried it out. We weren't playing well in the Benevento game, and then about 60 minutes in, when we were 1-0 down, I switched the tactic to this, and all of a sudden we won 3-2. It was a lot more attacking. As you can see, what we've done is we've moved from a flat midfield 3 with a ball-winning midfielder to putting Luis Alberto further up towards the strikers. The deep line forward has been changed to a pressing forward, which is Immobile, and that's worked perfectly for him. The wing back has been put on attack. Instead of a deep line playmaker, of course, Alberto's gone forward, so he's still got the box-to-box in Milinkovic-Savic, but then Castrovilli comes in as the Mezzala to fill in, and that has been very effective so far. I really like Mezzalas in Football Manager. I think they're great, and it's worked really well for us. And then we switched from having a ball-playing defender on cover with 2 central defenders next to him to 2 ball-playing defenders left and right, and then a central defender on cover. So a little bit of a tweak here and there. Nothing was changed to the mentality of how we're doing things. And yeah, I think maybe it's just because we've trained it a little bit more. As you can see, we're a lot more familiar, and it is working very well for us. And that leads us on to the team that we're using today. So we've gone for Strakosha in goal with Ajer, Ahmed Hodzic and a Serbi at centre-back. It'll be your guys' first time seeing Ajer. Luis Felipe is nearly back from injury and will hopefully be featuring a lot more soon, but it's too early to risk him in a Champions League game. We've got Lazzari at right wing-back, Fares at left wing-back. We've got Castrovilli, Milinkovic-Savic, Luis Alberto, Immobile and Edouard. It's a very good first 11. Yes, probably need a bit more depth. We've got some very good bench players like Correa, Lavia, Luis Felipe as mentioned, Gabriel Menino, Diego Costa, Parolo, Radu. You know, it's not a bad squad. It's not going to win the Champions League, but it should get us Champions League in the league, I hope, and also hopefully get us to the knockout rounds and see where we go from there, bring some money into the club for next season. So there you go, that's everything I need to cover. Like I say, like the video if you are going to enjoy it. Get in the comments down below, let me know what you think of the transfers, let me know who you think is going to win this match between us and Rennes. If we were to win here, we'd be on 6 points after 2 games in the Champions League, and you'd imagine we'd be in pretty good position there to at least qualify for the knockout rounds. Whether that's first or second will depend on how we play against Real Madrid. But an away win against Shakhtar, a home win against Rennes, put us in a very good position, because if we then beat Shakhtar at home, that's 9 points, and we're pretty much guaranteed that way. And any extra points we pick up against Rennes again, or 2 Real Madrid games, would go a long way to hopefully getting us that first place in the Champions League group. So let's get straight into the match and hopefully get a win. Put your predictions down below and let's get into this. Okay, we are off in the game, and the team's probably going to make me eat my words now that I say it, because it's going to jinx it. But so far, since the draw against Inter, we've looked very good in highlights. Like, when I see our team play, I'm very happy with the way that we play football, and it makes me realise why people do make their own tactics in this game. Like, I usually stick to the presets, but seeing some of the wing-backs get involved in the action has really made me think, like, I know it's not the craziest tactic in the world, but it's made me think, like, oh, this is very cool that I've designed this tactic from a custom clean slate, and I can see it all playing out in the match engine. Sounds very basic, but I'm not really used to doing tactic stuff. So as you can see so far, the 2 highlights that we have had, and that is the first time you're seeing a Lazio highlight, because we didn't have one in the first episode, but both attacks that we have had have came from our right wing back and our left wing back. So great to see them playing well. We are piling on the pressure early on against Rennes here. And is that a penalty? It's not, but we might pile on the pressure still with Aya giving the ball away though. Camavinga, I can't even try and pronounce that guy's name, but Camavinga is obviously going to be one of the biggest threats in that Rennes team. He's so good in Football Manager, and he could be a real danger should he get past our midfield. So far, we're kind of letting Rennes have the ball, but this is something I do want to talk about as well. I'm very used to... Oh, okay, Del Castillo, Camavinga, what a great ball that was, to the back post. Rennes 1-0 up, probably undeservedly, but it is what it is. It was a great ball in from Camavinga. We'd said that he was very talented, and he's just put the world's best cross in I've ever seen, I think, here. Here you go, look. One touch, bang. Absolute drive. What a cross that is. Definitely one of the best crosses I've ever seen in Football Manager, with that left wand of a left foot of his. But I was just going to say, usually when I'm in Football Manager, because we're playing a possession-based tactic, I know if a highlight's going to be our highlight, because we have the ball for ages. However, in this, we're so counter-attacking, or fluctuating at least, we're quite fluid in how we play, that it starts out as someone else's highlight, and very often, after 2 minutes of their build-up play, we go and get a goal. So it's hard to know whose is whose right now. And oof, okay, it was offside. Thought we came very close to scoring there off the post from Edouard. So far, XG is brilliant, dominating the game really in terms of possession and chances. We've just got very unlucky with, I mean, what a great ball it was from Camavinga. Del Castillo not even on a high rating. It goes to show that Camavinga probably did all the work there. Come on though, surely we can be a goal up by now. We played so well, still haven't scored on camera. Let's go into a bit more of a positive mentality. Maybe some changes will help later, but I still have faith that we can get back into this game. And as I say that, Rennes go very close from a cross in. This has been a very intense match. I thought it would be a lot easier than this, to be honest. I do give Rennes credit because they only just lost to Real Madrid, but I think we should be better than them. Looking at their squad, looking at our squad, we should be fine. It's just not really working out for us in the match today. There is one more highlight here, though, before I go and make some changes. It's starting off with a Rennes goalkeeper, which, like I say, would usually mean that it's going to be a Rennes highlight, but I don't know with how we play here, because we do win the ball back and then just break away. Oof, Strakosha, he's been a real good player so far in the videos in terms of making saves. Not videos, sorry, in the series that I've been playing off camera. He has kept us in a lot of games with some of the saves that he does make, but it does go to show our team isn't at a high enough standard yet that we can just go into a game like this and walk it, even if this is our preferred first 11. Still a pretty tough match. Luis Alberto into the box now. You need to see more of him creatively behind the 2 strikers. He's had a shot there. It's not a bad effort, but Gomez has saved that quite comfortably. And now it will be time for some substitutions on our end. Okay, we're going to bring on Correa for Edouard. We're going to take Lazari off because he does get very tired very quick, and I don't want to waste him. He is having a very good game, but Murisic is a very good backup anyway, so we should be fine. Castrovilli can come off for... Yeah, Parolo will do a good job, and then we do get 5 substitutes, so I think I'm just going to quickly put... let's put Aya there, and then switch Ahmed Hozic for Luis Felipe, get him some game time, and hopefully get back into this match. Let's go very attacking and see how we do. So we do still have some subs in the bank here if we need them, but I'm hoping in these last few minutes we can really pile on the pressure and get into this game a bit more. We've brought on Lucas now and Diego Costa due to tiredness and injuries. Rennes are just sitting back. We're not going to score, are we? We've been playing so well attacking-wise, and now we're not going to score on camera. You've got to trust me, guys. You are playing quite well, but it just looks like it's not happening for us. Although, if we can pull a goal back here, I will take a draw. 4 points from our first 2 games is perfectly fine. Alberto to Fares. It's a very changed 11 now with 5 substitutes on. Diego Costa will be in that box waiting. He's found Immobile, who was meant to have came off for Costa, but he hasn't yet. And it is Parolo. Parolo has scored. In all that talking, I forgot to mention that we had scored. Immobile laying it off to Parolo. Parolo rifling it in. Very happy that we brought him on. He's gone and helped out with a goal. Good play from Ferres on that left wing position, left wing back, should I say. Mobley, I thought it was going to take it first time, but you laid it off, and Parolo finished perfectly. And there we go. We've made it 1-1. Didn't have the reaction I should have done to that goal. I was a bit out of it, thinking about something else. But there we go. We've got the goal. Maybe we can get a second one, get a late winner. Probably not, but you never know. 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. Looks like it's all over for today's episode. There you go. It is 1-1. Not a bad result on our end, but we definitely could have done better than that. Okay, I now see why Costa didn't come on, because we've already made 5 substitutions, so apologies Costa, he's probably raging right now that I've made him warm up and then not even brought him on. But yeah, we're obviously meant to win that, and that goes to show in the team talk and how they've reacted. However, we will take a draw as far as I'm concerned. We beat Shakhtar Donetsk away. Drawing then at home against Rennes means that it's kind of worked itself out. Assuming Real Madrid top the group, we're now 3 points ahead of the other 2 teams that could potentially take that second spot. So far, so good on our end. Very happy with that. Transfers have been good. The newest players didn't get involved too much in today's episode, but the old heads in Parolo and Immobile getting the goal for us there, helping out. Fares doing that very well on that left-hand side, and Lazari, as the right wing-back, also did awesome. And yeah, I guess we talk about when we bring it back next. Plenty of league games are going to be a bit harder now, actually. We've got a few harder league games. Do we finish off with Rennes again? Do we meet back at Real Madrid? I imagine we will finish back off with one of these 2 games, whichever one will determine whether we get into the Champions League knockout stages or not. That's what we'll show. And yeah, I guess we'll do all of November, see how we get on, and then I'll meet you guys back in December ahead of a January transfer window. So there you go. Maybe not the most entertaining game of football afterwards, but I think you can see the transfers, you can see what we're doing in the club. Things are going very well. The board are quite happy with us, despite the fact we've spent so much money. And I'm really enjoying the series, really enjoying managing Lazio and trying out this new kind of tactic, bringing in new players. Someone mentioned in the comments that Lazio were the most boring team in Serie A to manage because of how old they were. Well, that's what I'm trying to change here. I'm trying to change the age of the squad, bring in some youth, as well as use some of them key older players, and just make a team here that could potentially win the Champions League within a few years. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Would really mean a lot. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Goodbye.